What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Nate's Favorites. This is a segment on my channel where I talk about some of my favorite movies with you in great detail. And I'm really excited to talk about this movie in particular today. And if you don't know why I'm discussing this movie, it's because the new Conjuring film has released in theaters. And I wanted to go back and watch at least this movie and the second film because I am a huge fan of James Wan. I think he is one of the most incredibly talented horror directors that is currently working. I feel like he has created so many films that will be considered milestones or landmarks in horror history, and The Conjuring is no exception. And I know there's some conflicting feelings about the Conjuring series when it comes to like Ed and Lorraine Warren and like who those people were in real life. And I'll be completely honest, I don't care about all of that. Like if they're grifters and all their stuff was fake, I don't really care about all that situation. I like these movies as movies. I think that they're really interesting movies. I think they're really well put together. I know there was a lot of emphasis in this when it was put out, the whole based on the true story element. But for me, it's about the experience of a horror movie. I always look forward to that. Same with like Paranormal Activity and the way those are marketed. I just go to horror movies to enjoy them as a piece of fiction. I'm never like thinking about the real world elements they're based on and whatnot. But regardless, I like this series and I look forward to the new movies even when they're not so good. And I'm excited to tell you about the original Conjuring today. Conjuring is directed by James Wan. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren work to help a family terrorized by a dark presence in their farmhouse. Forced to confront a powerful entity, the Warrens find themselves caught in the most terrifying case of their lives. So, this is a Nate's favorite episode. You already know that I love this movie, and I did a ranked video of all of the Conjuring movies a while back, but I don't think I've released individual videos for these. And when I talked about that originally, I said the second film was my favorite film in the franchise, but after rewatching this and the second movie, which the review for that will be coming very soon, I like the first one more now. I feel like there's something about this film that just perfectly encapsulates what makes horror movies so incredibly special. I feel like the atmosphere, the character building, everything about the world and the environment is what I want in a horror movie. This thing bleeds atmosphere in a way that like unsettles you from the very beginning of the movie. And there's so many little terrifying moments throughout that I love that it's not just immediately in your face. It's like James Wan really is patient and takes his time building and building to get to that real big chaos of the third act. And I'm excited to tell you a little bit about it today. So in this movie, we are introduced to Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. They are paranormal investigators, and they have been called fakes. They've been called frauds. And Vera Farmiga's character, Lorraine Warren, is a psychic medium. She can see things in the paranormal world. She can speak to the dead, and they consider themselves like demonologists. And so early on, we kind of just get an idea who they are and how they operate. Simultaneously, we are introduced to Carolyn and Roger Perron, played by Lily Taylor and Ron Livingston. And they've just moved into a house with their children. They bought it from the bank. They're not really sure what's happened there. And within moving in, weird things have started to happen. Within the first couple of nights, their dog was killed outside. Doors are opening and closing. There's pounding in the middle of the night. The kids like are trying to sleep and almost getting pulled out of their bed. Things just ramp up and get worse and worse and worse. Eventually, Carolyn goes to one of Ed and Lorraine's lectures that they're giving at a college, and she says, "Can you please come help my family? This is getting out of control. We don't really know what to do." And so Ed and Lorraine show up at the house and they realize she's not lying. Something awful is occurring. And the entirety of the film is Ed and Lorraine in a group that they bring to the house trying to figure out what is this entity that is tormenting this family. So like I said, this movie is incredible and there's a multitude of reasons why. The performances in this movie are great. I think what makes these movies so incredibly special is Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. Their chemistry is really phenomenal. I love it a lot. I feel like they're one of the reasons why I enjoy watching these movies so much. Just the believability of them as a husband and wife couple when they tell their stories of how they met, their relationship with their daughter. I feel like it's so indicative as to why these characters in this movie do what they do, is because they have this love for their family and like being able to thrive and live a normal life. And you see these families who are going through horrible events and they just think it's unfair. Like when you see this family, they're just a normal family. They've moved in and this horrible thing has started to happen to them. And you can just tell that they want to do that for that particular reason. And that's what I love about these characters. I think they're very well done. I really love their performances a lot. I also think all the actors and actresses that play the family, Lily Taylor is exceptionally good in this, but Ron Livingston does a nice job. All of the young actresses who are in it that play the daughters in the movie also do a really fantastic job, which makes it easy to immerse yourself into. Visually, I love the way James Wan films movies, even with like fog that always ominously moves in when things are going on. He really knows how to build atmosphere, and there's so much about this movie. There are jump scares, there are things and cliches that you experience in other horror movies, but this movie builds tension in a way that works so incredibly well. From the first time that the family kind of uncovers the basement in their house and goes down there, there's so much little imagery and hints as to where this is going to go. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so enamored with this film. I feel like building atmosphere and tension is what is going to hook your audience in a horror movie. And like, you don't need it to be jumping in your face every 5 seconds, but like leaving the audience questioning what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes is what makes these movies so incredibly entertaining. And that's one of the reasons I love them so very much. And this movie in particular, like there's so many scenes, the clap game that they play together where it's like hide and seek, but you're blindfolded and you have to clap to sort of let people know where you are within the house. I love that so much in this movie. That scene and the build up to it is really great. And then there's the scene, obviously, with like the standing closet in the middle of the young girl's room where something is on top of it. Like there's so many iconic moments in this movie that I can always pull out of my head and remember and just be like, yeah, that's genuinely effective. And the first time I watched this in the theater, it really scared me a lot. Like I was really uncomfortable. Like movies that can genuinely scare me are always impressive. And obviously now I watch it, I know what happens. It's not like a big surprise to me anymore, but I can still appreciate it for that. And I also love the music in these movies. There's just such a great attention to detail and how the music accompanies the movie rather than just using the music to elicit the fear. It's just aiding in what you're already experiencing, which is why I think James Wan is so incredibly talented. My only issues with these movies, and obviously as I've discussed pretty openly, I was raised in the Christian church. I am probably the most far removed from the church that you can imagine. I don't practice religion. I would probably proclaim myself an atheist. And so some of the times in the movie where it leans really heavy into the religious element, I kind of roll my eyes a little bit. But I also know throughout the history of horror, like when it comes to demonic possession, that's always what plays a large role. I just feel like there's elements in this movie and the other sequels and what have you that kind of lean really heavy into the preachiness of it, especially like at the end there's like the title card that from Ed Warren that's like, you pick a side and you're either on the side of good or evil, which it's like, for me, whatever, I'm here to experience the movie. That's really my only gripe with it. I think everything else about this is like the perfect modern horror movie. It's exceptionally well made. It has really incredible performances, and I think it's exactly what you want in a horror movie. It's just an incredible experience. I typically revisit this once every year or every other year, and I'm really glad I did because I always have a lot of fun with it. So have you seen The Conjuring? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was fantastic. I love it. I've seen it a bunch of times, but I always look forward to revisiting it. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.